So we went ahead and found this nice target right here, Mick Hung. Now, the first rally that we were going to be doing is pretty much a blind rally because we didn't know what phalanx he was in or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go full ranged on this rally because we were banking on him being on cavalry phalanx. Now, a lot of times when I go cavalry first hit, it's usually because it's very rare for people to be in range phalanx, and even if they are in cavalry phalanx, it'll still do a decent enough hit. But this time we were pretty sure that he was going to be in cavalry phalanx because of the troop layout and everything. So range phalanx was, or a range rally was going to be the best bet. And taking a look at the gear and his helps, we're just pretty much waiting to go ahead and hit. Now he starts getting reinforcements from far away, so they're not really porting or anything like that. They're just kind of sending reinforcements from afar, which I'm totally okay with. So let's go ahead and switch over to the range gear and hope for the best. So he starts at 526. I check for a gear change and no change just yet. So first hit, 526 million, burns to 472. That's a pretty decent hit, and that tells me that we were right on the phalanx. So cavalry wedge. Okay, so it was wedge, but still cavalry up front. So there we go, 1.3 million dead out of 9 million soldiers. That's a pretty good hit, especially being the first hit. And let's take a look at the damage. So we got just about a little over 600,000 ancient Drake Riders. The Royal Guards, let's see. So we did get into his infantry, but he didn't really have much infantry really to be worried about. Now, here they start porting over. They see the first hit and they're like, oh, wait a minute, we should probably port over. So because they're porting over, I have to go ahead and put in my anti-scout because I don't want them to actually know what I'm going to be rallying with. So they're gonna start sending the reinforcements, and now they know exactly what phalanx he's in, or in this case what wedge he's in. So it's still okay because he's still offline. Now I'll go ahead and use my my army attack boost, because even if they scout, they're not gonna have the time to be able to change the reinforcements that they've sent. So here we go, we're walking. And as you can tell, this rally is going to be an infantry rally. There we go. And we have fire. We got fire once again. They even gave him a leader, by the way. So they did give him a leader for that boost. And we got another, let's just say 600,000 dead. And it looks like they did send decent reinforcements because he had 800,000 plus reinforced. And so right now he really only has ranged left. Now the reinforcements were pretty much just heroic fighters, which it helped them, of course, because it shielded us from completely wiping his range, but it's only a matter of time at this point. Now here's something that's really interesting. They start taking out reinforcements and putting some back in. So I guess what they were going for is showing a type of reinforcement, like let's say they're going to give them full infantry reinforcements, and then at the last second they'll pull them out and then they'll send cavalry reinforcements, which is smart, especially if you're going to be reinforcing somebody that's already in their back line. So you have two options really that you can actually reinforce with. So because he was in cavalry wedge, the range is the last thing that we're going to hit, as long as he has cavalry and infantry, because they'll always run in front of the ranged. So in that aspect, they were definitely being smart about it. And then this one, we're going to go ahead and send another infantry rally just to see what ends up happening on this one. And 453, still no gear change, which bodes well for us. And there we go, we do get another burn, 432. Let's take a look at this hit here. So we got 1.2 million dead once again. So that's a pretty good hit. Now let's take a look at the actual damage. Let's see what we actually ended up taking out. So we took out the rest of his heroic fighters, and we started chewing down some of the range. 500, let's just say 600,000 of the stealth snipers. And their reinforcements here was all over the place. Some sent infantry cavalry, some sent infantry ranged. Like, I didn't really understand what they were doing there. I think they were trying to be a little too smart on that instance, and it kind of backfired on them, because then it was just kind of all over the place. And as you can tell, the people that started to pour over, well, we saw somebody that we could definitely rally, and since, you know, if they want to go ahead and start reinforcing their guy, we can go ahead and start rallying the person that's reinforcing their guy. So this little zero here started to turn out into this kind of like a skirmish, because all sorts of people start porting over, and we're just rallying everybody. Now, this rally here, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, first of all, just put my research gear on, because that's kind of that's pretty much like my shadow sigil. Like, oh, I'm hiding my gear. You don't need a shadow sigil to actually hide your gear, FYI, if you didn't already know. Alright, so what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be launching pretty much both rallies at about the same time. Now, if you notice, one rally is going to walk in about 40 seconds. The other one is in about a minute and 40 seconds. So they have to start, you know, like double tasking. And we got somebody else porting over, and now he has titles. So not only does he have the regular base titles, he has the Commodore title. And Boss LG is gonna start rallying somebody, but I guess his guild wasn't online or anything like that. I mean, he couldn't fill a rally to save his life. So he was rallying Corona, but Corona is completely fine. We weren't too worried about that. But as you can tell, like, now we have other guilds porting in and doing rallies, and there they go again. They're taking out reinforcements, and they're sending reinforcements again. So it was an interesting dynamic. Now, here is one rally. We're gonna be attacking this guy right here, 456, and burned first hit, 429. So that was a pretty good hit, considering that the guy was online, got fully reinforced and everything. To still do that much damage is a pretty dang good hit. So let's see, we got about 800,000 dead, and that was with him being online. That's hilarious. Alright, so now that we started to burn that guy and made quite a bit of losses for him, now it's time to focus on my rally. We got about 15 seconds, and now they're resending reinforcements once again, which is perfectly fine. Now on this one, I was going infantry again, because I was kind of betting on them reinforcing with infantry. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen here. Now keep in mind, now he does have two positive titles, especially the Commodore. So, you know, let's see. We do get a burn, although we don't really do as much damage as I would have wanted, and more than likely it's because of the reinforcements. So yeah, we only got 159,000 dead on that one. Let's see exactly why that was so low. So they sent, let's see, let's take a look at their reinforcements, because that's what's really gonna make a difference here. So yeah, they pretty much sent all T4 calves. So since my march was infantry, then they sent all reinforcements cavalry. It kind of backfired on us this time, but that's completely fine, because now I'm gonna play their bluff and go full range. Because yeah, he still has range, but at the end of the day, you know, if we hit range with range, we're still gonna win since he's offline. Now we're still gonna rally this guy again. We're gonna go ahead and use some carpets, and this time he was smart about it, healed up and ported away. Now this time he did have a bit more time to actually counter it. So let's see what we do here. So we smoke him there, which is unfortunate, but we gotta take a look at what the losses were really. And let's take a look at this, 432. Remember, this is an all ranged rally, and 397. So it looks like they did go back to cavalry reinforcements. Now let's take a look at this one again. So he had another 264,000 dead. So all in all, he lost about 1.1 million troops because he wanted to reinforce his buddy, which is completely fine with us. And let's take a look at what we did here. So yeah, so he is definitely hurting after losing 1.1 million. And there we got 2 million dead on that one. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, so we did get through the reinforcements, and I see Cannoneers, Ancient Drake Rider, and Ancient Drake Rider. So yeah, this guy was pretty much finished right off the get-go. We got one more rally to go, and we all know exactly what's gonna happen here. Now that he has so little troops, he really has, like, even with other reinforcements, he's kind of done for. With the positives titles and all of that. And you know, you want to know what's really hilarious about this. So they had time to give him the positive titles, like the, you know, General and Commodore and all of that. But when are they going to give me a negative title? Like, hello? That's a thing, you know? Like, look, I'm hitting the last rally and I still don't have a negative title. And take a look at that drop, 340 million. Let's take a look. Now on this one, I think that they didn't even reinforce. Like, I think they just pretty much gave up. Way too much T4 for them to heal. So yeah, they didn't even reinforce on that one. They just kind of gave up. And look at this. At the end, after the 0, they decide to give me the clown title. Like, really? The timing was amazing. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you guys for watching. And until later.